Good morning, everybody. Welcome to GW Center for Integrative Medicine Zoomcast. I'm your host, Dr. Kogan, Medical Director of CIM and Associate Professor of Medicine at GW. So a difficult topic today. I have been thinking about how to present it for quite some time, and it's not going to have any specific information you already don't know. It's also not going to have anything specifically medically related. It's a challenge to all of us. And I decided to record it now based on two specific things. So one, I was just reading MedPage, which if you've been following me, you know that I read that regularly. It's a update for a physician that is released on a very regular basis by email. And they picked an article published in New York Times about a group of older adults in Europe, I think in Sweden, who are suing government, saying that the current policies related to the climate change violating their rights. So basically, they're saying that the current climate change significantly worsening their health. They are citing a very heavy evidence for that. And that's the topic for this video, which I'll try to keep down to about 10 minutes, respecting everybody's time. But the point goes like this. We are going to see a dramatic worsening of health of the entire human race in the upcoming years. It will particularly hit susceptible individuals, those who are older, those who have chronic pulmonary problems, whether it's emphysema or chronic lung disease, asthma, or chronic allergies, and things like that. It will also hit people with weakened immune system, people with cancer, etc. Because as the climate warms up, we're going to expect not just the higher temperatures, but you've already seen a little bit of what's coming in terms of higher risk of fires, increased amount of smoke in the air. So it's a particular pollutants that are going to be, all going to be exposed a lot more. And more importantly, it's going to dramatically affect the entire environment all around us by a massive increase in toxic load. Whether or not the effect are going to be felt in waves or continuously at the increased pace, it's kind of hard to predict. And I'm not an expert in this. And what I do promise to you, my listeners, is that over the next year or two, I will try to educate myself as much as I can about this topic and pick personal stance in terms of how I will advocate and what I will advocate for, and also what will I tell my patients and how I will continuously adapt and change my medical practice based on this. I think doing nothing and just sort of waiting and ignoring is the worst thing we can do. It's not clear what each one of us should be doing, though, mostly because as a global problem, you can take stances here, not only based on what can I do for myself and my family, but also what can I do for my community, or what can I do for my country? What can I do for the world? We're all going to be struggling with this increasingly. As you know, I have two teenage kids. I'm very worried about what world am I leaving for them, and what issues they will have to deal with, and how it will impact not only their health, but also their careers and their entire life. I think the most immediate thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to begin not only educating myself, but implement gradual changes in the practice. So I will be more aggressively screening my patients for environmentally related illnesses. I'm already doing this heavily, but I will also start adding treatments based on that. So let me give you a couple of examples. I mentioned that everybody going to be toxic. It's just a matter of timing. It's not the matter of if, it's a matter of when. So you will be exposed to toxins. They will definitely negatively impact your health. You probably can't avoid many of these toxins. Some of them we probably can avoid, but many of them we won't be able to. You've seen what just happened with the smoke. You can filter air in a house. You cannot go out. But in reality, those are partial protecting methods. They're not going to actually remove you from toxic exposures completely. But you can boost your glutathione production. You can learn how to clean up your system so you can continue engage in a detox. Things like coffee enemas, things like saunas, things like drinking plenty of fluids and making sure your bowels are very regular, making sure that anything that slows your liver down, you should be careful with. So watch out the amount of alcohol you're drinking. Watch out any toxic exposures that you can clean up. Let's say you have silver fillings, get them out, no matter who tells you what. Why? Because it's just a toxic load. It's a part of the toxicity that's in your system. Whether or not it's causing problem now, it doesn't matter. It adds up. You only have one liver and you only have one detox system, so to speak. And so if you're already burdened with something, try to get rid of that burden, even if it means doing something that your standard healthcare practitioners current saying don't do it, blah blah. No, you just have to find the pathways of safely remove the toxicity. If you're very sensitive to oxalates, it's a toxic load. Lower your foods that are high in oxalates. If you're very sensitive to sulfates, don't eat French fries and remove highly sulfate treated dried fruits and use only the ones that are not using sulfate for preservatives. So, look around. You could consider educating yourself in a different way. So, for example, this is a great book, Non-Toxic, and written by Dr. Cohen. I think at some point I'm going to ask you to come to this podcast sooner or later, just to talk about this specific issue. I'm very curious what she thinks about global warming and how it's going to continue to impact our toxic exposure. And in reality, this is not a topic that we're going to stop talking about. I'm going to be bringing it back at some frequency, at different angles. And the other thing I want to mention is that toxic exposure includes being exposed to non-natural elements. So do spend time in nature. I just came back from vacation, kayaking, wonderful vacation. There were some glitches there with toxins, but reality is you won't be able to avoid every exposure, but you can strengthen your system to get over it faster and also to clean your environment to the best of your capacity. So I'll stop here. I'm wondering what you think about this topic. Would love to see some comments, and also would love to see who you would want to see on the podcast regarding this topic or any other topic for you to watch. Have a great day and see you soon.